My name is Rachel. Jason and I were at City Hall. Just one photo away from getting our marriage license when he got a phone call and left. He abandoned me at the marriage registration office. Trapped between going forward or retreating. I called him, no answer. Texted him, no response. Finally, I had to call his childhood friend's number. And Jason answered. Rachel. Quit being so clingy. Lily sprained her ankle and I need to take care of her today. Stop calling and waking her up. We'll reschedule our license appointment. I bit my lower lip and whispered. This makes 7 times we've postponed. So what? City Hall isn't going anywhere. My face remained expressionless as my heart shattered. The clerk asked sympathetically if I still wanted to proceed. I nodded quietly. Yes. I called my best friend's brother and agreed to his terms. After hanging up, I asked the clerk to delay briefly. Before I knew it, Zachary arrived. He rode a sleek motorcycle. And when he removed his helmet walking in, half the marriage bureau turned to stare. Zachary strolled up and draped himself across the chair beside me. Legs casually crossed. Changed your mind? Agreeing to our fake marriage to shut our families up? I nodded. It wasn't just about escaping family pressure. This marriage would let Grandpa see me wed before his time came. His health had deteriorated rapidly these past 6 months. Every hospital visit, he'd ask when I'd marry, wanting to see me in a wedding dress. Then I'll know someone will cherish you after I'm gone, he'd say. That's why I'd pushed Jason to marry me for half a year. 7 failed City Hall attempts. Last time, Lily had menstrual cramps so he rushed home to make ginger tea. Before that, Lily lost her keys. And before that, Lily craved duck blood soup from across town. 7 times. Lily always came first. Ironically, I gave him 7 chances. He couldn't even spare 5 minutes for our marriage license photo. This time, Jason's abandonment didn't hurt as much. Maybe I'd grown numb. But Grandpa's recent words echoed, Rachel. I might not live to see your wedding. But promise you'll stay strong, don't let anyone mistreat you. I'd promised. No more compromises. Jason. I gave you 7 chances. The process with Zachary went smoothly until we reached the photo stage. My phone buzzed with a text. Hey Rachel. Don't be mad. Got tied up but made your favorite lasagna. Come home? Jay. Zachary glanced sideways. Chewing gum. Still doing this? I took a deep breath. Yes. After finalizing the marriage paperwork and stepping out of the civil affairs office with our marriage certificate, I turned to Zachary before leaving. Are you free tomorrow? There's something I need you to accompany me for. Zachary swung his long legs over his motorcycle with effortless grace. Text me if anything comes up. Who knows, my parents might need your help dealing with their drama in a few days too. He revved the engine and disappeared down the street, leaving me contemplating life's unpredictability. 7 years with Jason, 4 in college. 3 after graduation, hadn't been enough to build a future together. Yet here I was, legally bound to my best friend's brother after a single meeting. My phone buzzed during the ride home. Jason's message popped up with a photo of an elaborate home-cooked feast. Where are you? Food's getting cold. Latecomers get scraps. True to his word. When I finally arrived, the dining table resembled a post-battleground. Only crumbs remained between the sauce-stained dishes. Lily fluttered her lashes with practiced innocence. So sorry, Rachel. I just couldn't wait any longer. Even my famously thick skin couldn't ignore her blatant provocation. My fists clenched until crescent moons bloomed on my palms. Childhood friends Lily and Jason shared an unshakable bond. In his eyes, she'd always come first. Our relationship had sailed smoothly initially, rare arguments always resolved by Jason's immediate apologies even when I was wrong. My girlfriends constantly envied me for landing such a devoted partner. Then Lily reappeared 6 months ago. And everything changed. You're late. Jason emerged from the kitchen scowling. In his world, my sole purpose was responding to his summons. Got held up. By what? His casual tone carried underlying steel. I didn't mention the marriage license. To me now, he was just another stranger. I'd only returned for my belongings. Business trip. Need to pack. I brushed past him toward the bedroom. The scene inside froze my blood. My neatly made bed lay violated. Dresser drawers gutted like fish. But the true devastation sat on the nightstand, the painstakingly assembled skyscraper model Grandpa gifted me. Now snapped at its midpoint. Plastic shards glittered like broken dreams across the floor. Who did this? My voice shook the walls. Jason entered. His frown fleeting. He spoke with a dismissive tone. It's just a handmade trinket. I'll have someone restore it for you later. I froze. That careless attitude felt like he was saying I meant nothing to him. And in that moment, I knew Lily must have broken it. Only she deserved Jason's reckless protection. It was Lily. Wasn't it? My calm statement ignited Jason's temper. His brows furrowed as he snapped. Got proof it was Lily? Maybe the installation was faulty. Don't slander people without evidence. Rachel. Or I'll sue for defamation. I bit my inner cheek until metallic blood flooded my mouth. His defense of her cut deep. A single accusation from me became criminal charges. Though he hadn't been like this 6 months ago. I'd fallen for him during that rainstorm when he'd sprinted bareheaded to my car crash site. The usually composed man had screamed at my wrecked vehicle and grappled with the other driver. Where was that man now? I stopped arguing. Without evidence. I knelt to collect the shattered pieces. Gingerly packing the collapsed model towers. Pitiful sniffles interrupted as Lily limped in. Don't fight because of me. Jason. Even if Rachel blames me. I'm used to being disliked. She crouched near me. Deliberately grinding a fragment under her shoe while whispering. I did it. So what? Rage surged through me. Before I could shove her, Lily collapsed dramatically. Her bandaged foot accidentally hitting the nightstand. I just wanted to help. She wailed. Jason yanked my hair backward, forcing me to meet his livid glare. How dare you hurt her when she's already injured? The coppery taste spread as I choked out. I never touched her. His slap cracked across my cheek. Liar. I saw everything. First slandering Lily. Now attacking her? You're vicious. I stopped breathing. Nothing I said mattered anymore. He released me with a contemptuous look. Coldness replacing the man who'd once fought in the rain for me. No more excuses. Rachel. You truly are a vicious woman. Jason looked at me with disappointment. Yet I felt an overwhelming sense of relief. If there had been even the slightest lingering hope for him before. Everything finally settled into calm now. I stopped defending myself or struggling to explain. Lily, being carried in Jason's arms, shot me a triumphant glance and silently mouthed words I could clearly read. How dare you think you can compete with me for Jason? If you want him so badly, take him. Since Lily had re-injured her previously sprained ankle during the commotion, Jason rushed her to the hospital with urgent concern. I staggered to my feet. Catching sight of my burning red cheek in the hallway mirror, the palm print still visibly etched on my skin. One could imagine the fury behind that slap. The sheer force he'd used. A bitter laugh escaped me as I wiped the blood slowly seeping from the corner of my mouth. That single strike had shattered every illusion I'd ever cherished. Seizing the moment, I packed every stitch of clothing I owned into suitcases. What couldn't be taken was unceremoniously dumped in the trash. Before leaving, I contacted a realtor to list the house online. This property was mine, purchased by Grandpa using his pension savings as my future marital home. Now, there seemed no reason to keep it. Tainted things disgust me. After a night at a hotel, I resolved to spend whatever time remained accompanying Grandpa through his final days. Early the next morning, I called Zachary. He sounded sleep-fogged until I pressed him repeatedly and enlisted my best friend's help to finally rouse him. At the hospital, Zachary and I rehearsed cover stories for Grandpa. Having previously introduced Jason as my fiancé, Grandpa still believed him to be my future husband. To spare Grandpa worry, I needed Zachary to temporarily play the role without revealing our true arrangement. Unexpectedly, they hit it off spectacularly. Their conversation flowed from tales of hardship in their youth to modern discussions about artificial intelligence. When visiting hours ended, Grandpa clung to my hand, patting it fondly. "Rachel dear. This one's good. Much more reliable than that Clark boy." Flushing with embarrassment at Grandpa assuming I'd recklessly married someone new, I protested. "Grandpa, you're confused. This is Jason Clark." My mind's still sharp as a tack. "Girl, I know my own grandson-in-law. I just wonder if I'll live to see your wedding banquet." I hastily produced our marriage certificate. "We're already married. Grandpa. The banquet's being planned. You'll definitely be there." Grandpa scrutinized the document through his magnifying glass before nodding in satisfaction. "See? Not that Clark fellow at all. Zachary. Isn't it? Fine name." Exasperated, I glared playfully at Grandpa before exiting the room. Zachary waited in the corridor, seemingly embroiled in an argument. Drawing closer, I realized his opponents were Jason and Lily. I still don't know how it started. It was all because of Jason's words that left me breathless, my throat tight for hours. What exactly did my girlfriend do wrong? I'll apologize on her behalf. But how dare you? A grown man bully a woman like this? Have you no shame? In his heart, Lily was his girlfriend. Then what was I? Just a placeholder? If you've done wrong, own it. If everyone acted like you, what's the point of laws? Does being a woman excuse wrongdoing? Jason and Lily fell silent, cornered by the argument. When I appeared, Jason noticed me immediately. A flicker of panic flashed in his eyes before he quickly masked it, rushing over to grab my arm like nothing happened. "Rachel." Perfect timing. Lily accidentally spilled coffee on him earlier, and now he claims this shirt's worth thousands. Isn't this extortion? Don't you have that lawyer friend? Let's sue him for fraud. Lily nodded emphatically, showing zero remorse. Yes. Sue him for extortion and demand compensation for emotional distress. Zachary turned to me with an amused smile, making my cheeks burn. "Your friend?" I shook my head instantly. "Not anymore." Before Jason could react, I added, "That shirt is worth thousands. And the lawyer you mentioned? That's his sister." I hurried out of the hospital, refusing to engage further. Whatever happened next between them wasn't my concern. In the following days, Zachary took charge of wedding preparations. I'd planned to wear any simple dress for Grandpa's sake, but Zachary insisted it wouldn't match his grand entrance, pushing for a lavish ceremony. Knowing how these elite families operated, I gave in. Meanwhile, Jason kept asking when I'd return from my business trip, perhaps sensing my growing distance. For the first time, he suggested picking a date to get married. Too late. I brushed him off each time, claiming work chaos before hanging up. The wedding arrived swiftly. As I stood in my gown at the venue, a familiar voice rang out behind me, shocked, almost fearful. "Rachel, weren't you on a business trip? Why are you wearing a wedding dress?" Zachary appeared beside me. "Isn't that the guy from the hospital? Care for a chat?" I shot him a sidelong glance. He'd clearly pieced everything together. "If you're here for drama, consider your front row seat booked." Jason charged forward, finger jabbing angrily. "I know it's you. Rachel. Stop pretending. What's this? Stringing me along as your boyfriend while marrying another man? Did I ever mean anything to you?" I met his gaze calmly. The old me would have ripped off this dress and run into his arms. Now, ice ran through my veins. "Stringing you along? You've got nerve. Jason. I gave you 7 chances. 1 yes. Just 1. And I wouldn't be marrying someone else today. If you refuse to marry me and keep ditching our wedding dates to be with your childhood sweetheart, then I'll set you free. Now you can spend every waking moment with her. And I'm not pretending not to know you, I genuinely want nothing to do with you anymore. Every time I see Jason, I'm reminded of those 7 wasted years. 7 years of devotion. Yet he couldn't even spare me a few hours." Jason tried to argue back, but Zachary's security team dragged him out mid-sentence. He kept shouting my name and babbling nonsense about being willing to marry me now. Zachary clicked his tongue. Didn't know you had such a sharp tongue. Rachel. Your ex Jason couldn't get a word in edgewise. I shot him a frosty glare. I couldn't stand anyone associating me with Jason anymore. With the disturbance gone, our wedding resumed. Though Grandpa couldn't attend due to his health. My best friend video called him using a high-definition laptop, letting him witness every moment. But Grandpa's condition kept deteriorating. Before the reception ended, I rushed to the hospital in my wedding gown. They'd just called saying he might not make it. The only thing keeping him alive had been seeing me married. Now that his last wish was fulfilled, his breathing grew fainter. I sprinted through the hospital parking lot only to be intercepted by Jason. His bloodshot eyes locked onto my wrist. Rachel. You can't marry that guy. He's bad news through and through. I'm the one who truly loves you. After all these years together. How can you not see that? Let go. This isn't the time. I wrenched free. But Jason kept grabbing at me with his other hand, repeating empty pleas for forgiveness. Thankfully Zachary arrived and restrained him while my best friend held the elevator to the 3rd floor. I was too late. The white sheet already covered Grandpa's face. The doctor shook his head. I'm sorry we couldn't wait. But he left smiling, rare for terminal patients in my experience. I numbly touched Grandpa's cold hand. My best friend hugged me tight, murmuring comfort. Don't cry. Rachel. You fulfilled his final wish. The doctor said he was happy. Wiping endless tears, I gently stroked Grandpa's face through the sheet. Yes, he must be. At the funeral under drizzling rain, my best friend held an umbrella over me while Zachary oversaw the burial. Grandpa wouldn't want you grieving like this, she whispered. He saw you married, that's all he wanted. I nodded. He died content. Without regrets. Even approved of my hastily chosen husband. Through misty eyes, I watched Zachary under the rain, solemnly scattering the final handful of earth over the grave. It would be a lie to say I wasn't moved. Thank God Zachary and Jessica stayed by my side during those final moments. Zachary. Thank you for helping fulfill Grandpa's last wish. We can handle the divorce paperwork tomorrow, I said. Zachary shook off a few raindrops from his hair and replied casually. What's the rush? Your business is settled. But mine isn't. Let's keep things as they are for now. I'll contact you in a few days. He left immediately after saying this. I glanced at Jessica, confused. Her eyes darted around as if avoiding something before she quickly changed the subject. My brother's been getting pressured about marriage but can't find anyone. Rachel. You should help him placate our parents. Something felt off. But I couldn't pinpoint it. Still. Zachary had helped me, I couldn't burn bridges now. As we descended from the cemetery hill, Jason stood waiting at the foot, clutching a bouquet of chrysanthemums. His disheveled hair suggested weeks of neglect. Rachel. Where's Grandpa buried? I should pay my respects too, he said. Though reluctant to engage, I replied politely. Thank you, Mr. Clark. But given your relationship with Grandpa, it's unnecessary. Jason suddenly burst into tears, eyes bloodshot. He apologized, claiming he hadn't known about Grandpa's condition that day. I loved you too much, I just wanted to win you back. That's why I stopped you in the hospital lobby. He pleaded. Rachel. Forgive me. We'll marry this time, Grandpa's spirit will bless us. Remember how I visited him with you before? He liked me. Now that he's gone, I'll protect you. I didn't know when he'd grown so shameless. The old Jason had pride. But now he just repulsed me. Before I could respond, a black car pulled up beside us. Zachary stepped out, yanked me into his arms, and declared, My wife doesn't need your protection. And Grandpa never liked you, he preferred me. He played the jealous husband perfectly, making Jason's face twist with rage. Rachel. These rich guys only play games. Don't fall for it. Jason spat, then turned sickeningly earnest. But we're different, 7 years together. Countless storms. No one could ever replace you. I'll love you no matter what. His words nauseated me. Memories of him yanking my hair made my scalp tingle. I sneered. You call love hurting me? Slapping me? Jason. Your love terrifies me. I want none of it. The mockery shattered him. He staggered back, nearly falling, as if haunted by his own actions. I almost laughed. Did he have selective amnesia? How else could he spout such delusions? One last thing, I said coldly. I'm selling the house. You and Lily better move out before I file a police report. Jason froze, staring at me in disbelief. You're selling the house? I don't agree. This is our marital home. Where am I supposed to live if you sell it? Where you live isn't my problem anymore. To me, you're just a stranger now. Have some self-awareness and move out before I call the police to avoid an ugly scene. Rachel snapped before ignoring Jason completely, getting into Zachary's car and driving off. Jason chased the vehicle, shouting furiously, Rachel, we can still get married. You can't kick me out. The man driving wore a stormy expression the entire ride. Exhausted from days of emotional turmoil, I leaned back and fell asleep instantly. When I woke, I found myself in a small apartment. Since Jason and Lily were still occupying our old place, and I couldn't stay at a hotel indefinitely, my best friend had convinced me to move into Zachary's spare unit. All my belongings had already been moved here. Jessica sat on the couch nearby, furiously typing on her laptop. Her face twisted in anger as if battling some invisible foe. Jessica, what are you doing? She jumped, slamming the laptop shut. Nothing. Just commenting on a drama I'm watching. I eyed her skeptically but let it go. Days later, I noticed something odd. Strangers kept pointing and whispering whenever I went out. At work, my manager pulled me aside for a vague, awkward conversation about public image. Afterward, I searched online and discovered the truth. Someone had launched a smear campaign against me. The anonymous account's profile photo, a headless figure in an expensive suit, gave it away instantly. I'd bought that very suit for Jason's birthday. This was his revenge for being evicted. He'd spun a sob story online, painting himself as the heartbroken victim of a 7-year relationship destroyed by my greed. According to his posts, I'd callously dumped him for a wealthy man, stolen his marital home, and cruelly thrown him onto the streets. The internet exploded with outrage. On my way home, strangers recognized me and sneered, "That's her," dumped her boyfriend of 7 years without a second thought. Ice cold. Rich husband trumps love any day. Can't blame her for choosing money over some dead-end romance. Gold digger. Women like her are why society's going downhill. A heavy wool coat suddenly draped over my shoulders. Zachary loomed beside me, his glare sharp enough to freeze the crowd. Got nothing better to do than harass people? Keep spewing lies, and my lawyers will sue you for defamation. The mob scattered. Back at the apartment, Jessica's keyboard clattered violently as she snarled. Keyboard warriors think they're so tough online? Fight me in real life. Cowards. She pretended to be casual when I walked in, but I cut through the act. Don't bother hiding it. I know what's happening. You know? She hugged me tightly. It's all Jason's fault. He's just bitter you married my brother and wants to ruin you. I wasn't as fragile as she feared, but her fierceness warmed me. For now, surrounded by allies, I could breathe. Regarding this matter, I knew Jason was pulling the strings behind the scenes, but I couldn't figure out where to start addressing it. The moment I posted a single explanation online, thousands began cyberbullying me. The company soon suspended my position, giving me 1 week to resolve the situation. Jason called immediately. Rachel, you regret it now, don't you? If you come back to me, we can live happily like before. His voice oozed false sincerity. I don't care that you're married. Come home and I'll announce online that you've changed your mind. I shuddered in disgust. But I care that you're a scumbag. I gave you 7 chances to marry me, and you blew every one. Since you prefer your childhood sweetheart, I'm letting you have her. Jason, get ready to be evicted. After hanging up, the online storm intensified. Edited clips of our call went viral. I retaliated by posting the full recording. Public opinion split rapidly, some supporting me. Others Jason. Furious texts came from Jason, "You recorded me?" I wasn't stupid, I'd anticipated his tricks. What shocked me was Zachary entering the fray. Jason had carefully avoided mentioning Zachary's name, knowing the complications it might cause. Zachary dropped 10 photos online, from our high school days to this year's wedding photos. A decade-long crush finally fulfilled. He exposed how Jason had abandoned me 7 times at marriage registration offices, even obtaining surveillance footage showing Jason walking out on me each time. Public sentiment flipped instantly. What kind of monster does this? 7 chances? Girl's a saint for putting up with this. First time he ditched her should have been the last. The final blow came when someone leaked hospital footage of Jason publicly introducing Lily as his girlfriend while we were still married. By dawn, Jason's social media drowned in scumbag accusations. That evening, I hosted Zachary and my best friend for dinner. When I asked about the decade-spanning photos, Zachary hesitated. Before he could speak, I turned to my friend. "You gave them to him, didn't you?" "The first ones from when we met at school." Life gradually normalized. My realtor found buyers for our former marital home. But complications arose during showings. Ms. Thompson, the agent sighed. "We need to resolve this Mr. Clark situation. He's blocking viewings, claiming ownership." I simply nodded. "Give me 24 hours. That afternoon, police escorted Jason from the property. He whimpered theatrically upon seeing me. "Rachel, how could you? This was our home." Lily emerged moments later, completing the humiliating tableau. Not long after, Jason and his luggage were gone. It's almost laughable, after all these years. He barely owned anything that was truly his. Most of his clothes, laptop, and phone were bought by me. Only now did I realize what role I'd been playing these 7 years. "I don't know where you're staying. And I've cleared out all your things. Double-check them now. If anything's missing later, don't blame me," I said coldly. Jason immediately snapped. "You still haven't given me my laptop and phone." I shrugged. "Having already sold both items to a second-hand dealer. I paid for those." "Since when were they yours?" "The receipts are still on my phone." "Got any proof they're yours?" His eyes widened, stunned by the audacity. But this was just giving him a taste of his own medicine. If he hadn't dragged my name through the mud online, I wouldn't have gone this far. After kicking out Jason and Lily, I called a locksmith to change the apartment locks. The potential tenant loved the place and paid the deposit instantly. Leaving the neighborhood, I spotted Jason and Lily sulking on the sidewalk. Lily sniffled about where they'd sleep tonight. Jason, smoking furiously, rushed over and grabbed my sleeve. "Rachel, you can't do this. We had years together, you can't just walk away." I glared. "Your precious childhood sweetheart's right there. Back off before she causes another scene you'll blame me for." I yanked my arm free. As Jason lunged after me, a motorcycle roared past, nearly clipping him. He stumbled backward, landing hard on the pavement. Zachary tossed me a helmet. "Done here? Let's go." That evening, he took me to the Young family estate for dinner, claiming his parents wanted to meet me. Nervous about high society etiquette, I froze until Zachary gripped my hand. His warmth steadied me. Dinner was unexpectedly relaxed. His mother adored me, so much that even my best friend joked she was jealous. Afterward, Zachary led me to his room. My breath caught. A life-sized poster dominated the wall, featuring a girl who looked eerily like me. "Who is this?" I whispered. He dumped a stack of photo albums on the bed. Page after page chronicled my life over the past decade. The final photo showed us at the courthouse on our wedding day. "So, this is all me?" Zachary sighed. "Who else?" Turns out, our practical marriage was his decade-long scheme. Later, my friend confessed, what I'd seen as a rushed compromise was his meticulously plotted happy ending.